This is my 10th Super Bowl for CBS Sports Network, and honestly, I've never been more fired up. Never been more fired up for a matchup. The stories, the stars, the quarterbacks. This has all the makings of a classic between the Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams. And look, at the end of the day, to have these teams playing in Hollywood, star-laden teams in Los Angeles, California, it's perfect. It's fitting. Joe Burrow is built for this. He won a championship in college. He's a rock star as a pro. What Joe Burrow has done this year, this postseason, it has been absolute next level. He leads the league in hits. He was so tough in the divisional round in Tennessee. Burrow was so clutch. Down 18 against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Still can't believe that happened. He right now on Super Bowl Sunday is the best quarterback on the field. And look, I don't say that for exaggeration or hyperbole. It's how I feel. And you know how much I love Matthew Stafford, so there's weight behind it. And look, for Stafford, it's a legacy game for Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has answered every single question this postseason in all three games. He has been brilliant, coming up in huge spots, and Cooper Kupp has been, without question, the best wide receiver in the game all season long, and he's been dynamite in the postseason. Aaron Donald, we're talking about an all-time great, a Mount Rushmore defensive ball player. There is no way this Super Bowl is going to fail. The Rams are Ocean's 11. The Bengals are great. They belong in this game. I am so amped for Sunday. We are thrilled right now to be joined by my good friends, my teammates, CBS Sports NFL analyst, the great Amy Trask. And Amy, we just heard Sean McVay talking about the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, the excitement surrounding the Super Bowl. Look, this is your city. This is your time to shine. How do you describe the excitement around Los Angeles?
Well, first of all, not only is it my time to shine on Time to Shine, but look at this microphone. I feel like I should kind of be a little singer and sing, but if I actually sang, I don't know who would be more angry, the FCC or my family. It is exciting. This is the first Super Bowl in Los Angeles in 29 years. The last Super Bowl here was in January of '93. Dallas Cowboys beat the Buffalo Bills. Look, this Southern California region is roughly 14 million or more people. And we often hear that, there's not fans of a particular team. You know what? It's just because there are fans of so many teams. But Los Angeles is excited that the Rams are in this game.
Dennis Allen. Obviously, he gets the Saints job, news of the day. And, it did not go well when he was with the Raiders. You obviously with the team. Your reaction to the news of the day that Dennis Allen introduced today as a new head coach of the New Orleans Saints?
Well, I tweeted my reaction in response to the news when Pro Football Talk shared the news that Dennis Allen was hired. I just tweeted back those two little eyeballs.
And if I could have been an emoji when you did that, it would have been the crying tears emoji. I was laughing so hard, Amy.
I was surprised at how little reaction that received. Kind of delighted, but surprised. Look, let me be very, very clear and straightforward about this. People learn on the job, they grow up on the job, they evolve, they learn from mistakes, they can get better. I grew up on my job. I also grew up while I was on my job. I was hired in my early 20s. I made a lot of mistakes. I learned, I grew, I evolved. I hope for the sake of the Saints organization and Saints fans that Dennis learned and grew up as well. I was not surprised by the hire, but I was surprised. Is that like a saying, surprised, not surprised? Like funny, not funny?
Yes. It actually speaks volumes. And, I'm curious to get your take on the Rams' approach. I refer to it as the Ocean's 11 approach, where, why was Andy Garcia in the movie? Because you can, and you already have Clooney and Pitt and Damon, and you just keep adding more stars. I love the way Les Snead has built this team. What's your reaction?
I agree with everything you said, Adam. The draft is a crapshoot.
Yeah.
There's no Enigma code. Google it, kids. Enigma code. There's no Rosetta Stone. Google that too, kids. The draft is a crapshoot. If you can go out and secure for your team veterans who can help you win, as opposed to stockpiling draft picks. People all of a sudden, they get so angry. Well, they're giving up draft picks. Yeah, and guess what? They won, and they're in the Super Bowl. And by the way, people traded for some players that helped their teams a lot. Name Tom Brady mean anything to you? Peyton Manning? Now, I'm sorry, those weren't trades, but they brought in veteran players. Reggie White. If you can bring in a veteran, and although I said trade, I'm going to say if you can trade for a veteran, if you can sign a veteran free agent that you know is going to help your team, as opposed to keeping draft picks in your pocket, why not? I loved what the Rams did when they did it, not simply after the fact, and it's worked.
All right, Amy, we're going to ask you to make a pick here, and here's how we're going to do it. With like the University of Miami, they have a turnover chain. You get to put on the chain of the team you're picking to win the Super Bowl. Okay.
You mentioned I'm a Los Angeles girl.
Yep.
I live roughly 9 miles from SoFi. So from the beach to SoFi.
There it is, Amy. There it is. All right, there we go. The prediction is on the record. Broadcast from lovely Los Angeles, California. And joining us right now, friend of the show, the legend himself, the Hall of Famer, my guy, Marshall Faulk. Good to see you.
Same here, man. Same here. It's funny. I heard you say lovely Los Angeles. That means you came from somewhere cold.
New York. It's too cold. I mean, people always ask me, Marshall, can I move to L.A.? The short answer is yes. I mean, this weather's intoxicating. It's unbelievable.
Yes, this is our winter.
And before we get into the big game, you got to tell us what you're doing with, obviously, your alma mater. Really some great things ahead for San Diego State University.
Yeah, I'm one of the ambassadors for the new SNAPDRAGON Stadium, multipurpose stadium. It's like obviously with the Chargers moving up to L.A. now, that whole region, it's all San Diego State. And to have a new stadium, to play football, to have events and stuff like that, really bring the community together. Because when an organization leave, it kind of leave things in shambles a little bit. But we've gotten that support. Last year we had to play up here in L.A. At the stadium, Home Depot Stadium, where the Chargers play. But next year, 2022, we'll be at home, and we're looking forward to it and bringing the city together.
I love that. It's wonderful. And, you obviously, Hall of Famer, played for the Rams. They won a Super Bowl. You know what a Rams Super Bowl team looks like. When did you get the sense? I mean, we can even go back to the Stafford deal. When they made the trade, I said, all right, Rams going to the Super Bowl. When did you think this team had the look of being one that can play in the Super Bowl?
I'm going to say like late in the season when they had to win those games to kind of get over that hump. Stafford was throwing interceptions. It was like, Von Miller hadn't really hadn't found his role yet. And Odell Beckham, it was like, he might be injured again. It was like, oh man, this might not work out. But things started to click, and at the right time. And when I saw like first couple of drives in the playoffs, I was like, whoa, they're sharp, they're dialed in. And each week in the playoffs, different parts of the team started showing up, from special teams to offense to defense, and that's the true test.
One of the impressive things I think about this team, and you can relate to this, they've got a ton of big names and stars. Mm-hmm. You guys had big names and stars. Now, there were no egos on your team. I mean, look, you want the ball. Obviously Isaac's in the Hall of Fame. Torrey should be in the Hall of Fame. Kurt's in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. How vital is that, where you want to be featured, but you have to check your ego at the door?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome that you get to do that. And checking your ego is like, it's your choice. You choose to do it because you see the people there doing it. Listen, Odell Beckham, he came here.
It's amazing.
And Cooper Kupp welcomed him.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they pushed him to the side and say there's not enough. No. There's enough football here for everybody, and that's the kind of stuff. Aaron Donald, hey, Von Miller, there's enough sacks for everybody, and that's what build the team. And I think I just keep thinking of this. I'm like, man, the Rams have found a way to get Odell Beckham the ball. Even when Cooper Kupp catches as many balls as he did.
It's amazing.
Higbee, Jefferson, Woods when he did, but somehow Cleveland couldn't.
It's crazy. And it's an indictment on Cleveland, right?
Exactly. How do you not get this guy the ball? Because what he's shown us is that, and this, I've never questioned team with him. I've always seen team. He's always put it on the line. But some of the shots that he's taken, some of the across the middle, he's done a lot of some of the dirty work. He's done some of the dirty work.
Yeah. Change his reputation.
Yeah, it's not that diva look. It's some dirty work. He's taken some shots and really came up big.
When Cam Akers got hurt in the summertime, I was just devastated for him, devastated for the team. Talked to Sean McVay, before he got hurt. He had big plans for him season 2. He comes back, works his derriere off, gets back week 18. Had those fumbles in the Tampa game, but you see the talent, huge fumbles. What's fair to expect out of Cam Akers on Super Bowl Sunday?
They're going to feature him. And Sony Michel did a great job. Darrell Henderson did a great job. They just don't have that second level explosion. He puts fear in the defense. And when you have that, what happens is that safety got to come down in the box. Play action is really play action now. They can't hesitate because he'll get up on you, and it's a big game. So I see him being a huge factor, man. He's picking up right where he left off from last season. I was impressed that after Achilles that this guy, I thought he was going to be kind of a mirror image of himself. That I didn't expect what we're seeing. Normally, you don't see that from a guy coming off an Achilles, especially playing the running back position.
You're right.
You got to carry bodies on that foot. It's not just your weight. You got to carry bodies, and he's done a great job.
You reference Aaron Donald. I've made the case he's a Mount Rushmore player on defense in the history of the NFL.
Easy.
So, and you played the game at a Hall of Fame level, obviously. Just take us through that, because I don't think he gets enough credit or attention for being just that, literally an all-timer, if not the all-timer.
I think this year he's not getting looked at the way he did in previous years because he's sacrificed some to make sure Floyd, to make sure Vaughn.
Right.
He's hey, I'll eat the double team. You guys get sacks. He's done a lot of that. And that's where you get to the next level. I heard him talk on the sideline about finishing the game against the 49ers.
That was awesome.
And listening to that, he had, when you've sacrificed and you're like, okay, listen, I might not win Defensive Player of the Year, and I could have, because there's a bigger picture. And he's that kind of guy. He's impactful on games. I think of Reggie White. I think of Warren Sapp. Like, they're disruptors.
Pretty amazing combination. All right, here's what we're going to do to have all of our guests pick games. We've established this. You can wear a chain.
Well, you shouldn't even give.
I know. I figured I'm insulting you, right? I can't even do it.
Yeah,
I can't even do it.
They had a chance to pick me as first pick of the draft, and they did me a favor.
They really did.
They did.
You might not be standing here if you were drafted by Cincinnati.
This is true. No, I'm serious.
So you're going to wear the chain? Put it on? There we go. There's the pick right there.
There we go.
It's in the books. That means it's going to happen.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.